to tell me what led you to establish Global Empowerment.
Global Empowerment Ministries in 2002. The Lord said to me, my season was up. I was an AME pastor in AME church for those years. I couldn't understand that. I wasn't sure what God was saying. I talked to my mother and some of the other people at the church. But in March of 2003, I had a visit to Trinidad. And normally when I go to Trinidad, I would stay at the Hilton Hotel. This particular year, there was no place to stay. All hotels were sold out. And so I was sent to this bed and breakfast place, boarding place, and I stayed there. While I was there, in the room, the lady had a room to the back of the house. And while I was in there, I strongly, it's vivid in my mind, remember, that night I went to sleep. One night I went to sleep. And when I went on the bed, it was around about 10:30. And as I was about to fall asleep, it's like angels were descending and ascending in the room, cautioning me, Keith, do not sleep tonight. God wants to say something. God is going to speak to you tonight. All night long. It was like, the angels were setting the atmosphere. And around 5:30, 6 o'clock that morning, it's like a storm came through the room. And when that storm blew, I remember jumping out of bed, raising my hands towards heaven and saying, Lord, save me, please, save me, save me. And the voice said to me, come with me. And I now can say the angel of the Lord escorted me way up in the sky, way up. I was so nervous. When I got to a certain place, the Spirit stuck two things on the back of me and said, take this. And they were like angel wings. And took me way up. And when I got to that place, I was so nervous and scared. But the Spirit said to me, look to your left. On the periphery of my eyes, on my left, I'm seeing some stuff just looking so ugly. And the Spirit said, face it, face it, face it. I'm saying, nope, I'm not going to face it. And the Spirit moved me and said, face it. And when I looked at that ugly thing, it started transforming into a thing of beauty. It looked so beautiful. And then the same thing to my right, the angel said, face it. The Spirit of the Lord said, face it, face it. I said, no. And turned me again because we were so high up in the sky. I was just nervous. And the Spirit turned me and I faced it. And every ugly thing I faced transformed into a thing of beauty. And I said, Lord, now what is this? And God said, start this ministry. I said, what ministry? Now I had this urge in me back in 2002. Now it's 2003, February. And the Lord said, global empowerment. So I said, global. Yes. Lord. Global. You sure it's global? Global. I just couldn't believe that God was assigning me a mission called Global Empowerment Ministries. I could not. But the Lord gave the name to me. And I woke up that morning and cannot describe the feeling of that. Because the Lord said, go start this ministry. When I came back to the United States, I called an attorney and asked him to incorporate this ministry, Global Empowerment Ministries. He said, Pastor, are you sure you're ready to start? I said, just incorporate it. I called a group of people that I was pastoring, and I told them what the Lord did with me. And I started looking for churches. I was pastoring in February. And I started looking for places to start it, but God would not let me start on the south side. And then I was given New Bethel AME Church. And when that happened, I was as confused as, because my question was, Lord, if you give me this ministry, why are you reassigning me to another church? But now, as I look back, I see God needed me on this side of town to get the ground floor, the foundation of my ministry from this east side of Atlanta. And I spent 18 months at New Bethel, and it was another storm. So apparently the storm that I saw in the vision that God gave me now was in reality another storm here at New Bethel. But it's with the same emphasis that I declared, Lord, save me, save me. And God said, now go do what I called you to do. And sometime in May 06, we started Bible study at Sister Blossom's house with about 12 or 13 people. And today, when I see God move us from Sister Blossom's house to the high school, it started on started on April 18th, 2006 was our first service at Shiloh High School. And then moved from there to 661 Rockbridge Road in Lilburn. And then God sent us here to Stone Mountain to purchase this facility. And that's how we are here. And if you hear me tell this story, 100 years from now, I will tell you the same thing, because I never shall forget the vision that God gave me to start this ministry. Global Empowerment Ministries. Empowering the world, spiritually, physically, and economically.
Beautiful, Pastor.